Hey, why did the chicken get ejected from the basketball game?
Why?
Because there's too much foul play.
First and four. You know the name. We came to break the game.
All right, welcome to First and Four, the podcast where a father and his firstborn break down America's four biggest sports: football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. Let's get right into it. We'll start with our film room segment. We want to hit on some college basketball from the last week. There's been a lot, just a lot of matchups, things heating up, heading into conference tournaments pretty soon. There were a ton of 1-2 matchups between the 1 and the 2 just in given conferences. So I guess starting off with one of them, Michigan versus Illinois.
Yeah.
Those were the 1-2 going into that game. I didn't get to see much of the game, in real time, but I've seen some of the stuff going back and looking at it. Michigan beat Illinois pretty handily, it looked like.
Yeah. I watched bits and pieces, and honestly, when I was watching, it looked like Michigan was pretty much dominating the entire game. I think I watched most of the second half, and honestly, I think it ended up being like a 15-point game at the end.
It was 14, yeah.
14, yeah, exactly. And so, but Michigan was pretty much in control. After the first half, I think it was pretty tight at halftime, and then they kind of separated in the second half. They got up by 20 or so, and it just seemed like Illinois was never coming back. Michigan just pretty much dominated the entire second half, and they look like one of the top teams right now. I think to beat for sure heading into the tournament. So we'll see what happens. But the only thing that I guess Michigan, the loss that they had with, what's the guy's name? Kason.
Michigan.
Yeah, LJ Kason. He tore his ACL, and so
I
he's
didn't realize that.
Yeah, so he's out. So he's not a starter. He's their sixth man. He comes off the bench as a guard, but he averages 8.4 points, 2.4 assists. But the thing is, he shoots 40% from three. So he comes in off the bench and he makes an impact. And I think 4 of the last 5 games he scored in double figures. He had 18 in their comeback win against Northwestern. Like, he's been a pretty key player for him here in the last few games. So we'll see, down the stretch here if that plays a factor or not. Like I said, he's not a starter, so it's not like a huge loss, but still, he's an impact player coming off the bench for him.
Sure.
Yeah, getting some good minutes for him. So that's a tough loss for them, but great win on the road. I mean, Illinois is a tough place to play too, and they went in and they pretty much took it to them.
Right.
So yeah, Michigan looks really good.
Yeah, dominant for sure. A lot of dominant teams this year, just overall.
Yeah, I would agree. Another one of those is Arizona that has been playing extremely well. Dominated Kansas again last week. Iowa State, they just played the other night, last night, right? And
last night. Yep.
Yeah, and pretty much took over there. They shut them down defensively. Arizona played really well. Iowa State couldn't hit a thing. And so, yeah, I think for me, watching these teams play, I think Arizona and Michigan kind of stand out as the 2 top teams. Obviously, Duke is right there too.
Yeah, I watched them play Virginia. That was impressive. Like, again, Virginia was second in the ACC, and the ACC is a little down this year for sure. But just, I guess, similar to the defense, like, they just shut Virginia down and took away everything they wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, those are for sure 1, 2, 3 heading into the tournament.
I think so.
And then you got to think that maybe UConn is the 4th 1 seed.
Yeah, what they did to St. John's.
Yeah,
was pretty impressive there too.
Yeah, so that'll be. I think the 4th number 1 might be kind of up in the air. UConn's probably that 4th number 1
there. Florida's been playing really well too. So
Florida does
the
look
ACC
good.
Tournament. They just beat the crap out of Arkansas the other night. And that was another one too. I think that SEC won too.
Florida seems like they're sneaky good a lot of times.
Worried about Bama. Yeah, but keep going.
Yeah, no, Florida, like, it seems like year over year you forget about them and they get into the tournament and they just go on a run. And like, this seems like the time of year when they'll start peaking again. And like you said, they look really good right now.
They look awesome. I don't know what they ended up in the newest AP.
They were in the top 10.
They were 9 the last time.
Yeah, they're 5.
They're 5 now.
They're 5. Yeah, so UConn is 4. They're 27-3. So, like I said, you got to think that they're probably
right
going
now
to
it's
get that.
them.
Yeah. Depending though, I mean, like if Florida goes and wins the SEC tournament, looks good doing it. If UConn maybe slips up, like
Mhm.
even Florida, like I said, yeah, they're 23-6 right now.
Okay, yep.
But a lot of it's just peaking. I mean, like if the committee sees that they're
Right.
playing really well right now and deserving of that 1 seed, they may jump ahead of UConn and get that 4th 1 seed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah, for sure. I know you want to talk a little bit about Purdue too. They dropped 2 in a row, or I guess it's been 3 in a row, hasn't it? Or has it just been 2?
2.
They lost 2 this last week.
I don't really want to talk about Purdue with how bad they're playing.
I know you had them down.
I do have them down. Unfortunately, they played Michigan State last Thursday night at Mackey again, and I think we talked about it last week. Like they haven't lost as many home games in years.
It's been a while.
Yeah, and so home game again last Thursday night versus Michigan State. Tight game. I mean, Michigan State's a great team, but you expect to win at home, and again, just can't close it out. I mean,
Right.
they get to the end of the game and just can't finish. They just can't finish these games, and their defense. I looked this up today because I'm like, their defense is awful. Every time I watch, like the rotations, they're switching off. It doesn't seem like they get back to the guy. Every team has like a record shooting night when they play
Yeah.
Purdue. But they are number 113 in defensive efficiency, which is just insane. That like a team that was preseason number 1 and playing really well for the first few months of the year, like their defense has been so bad that
Right.
they're giving up these games. I looked at the top 5 then because I'm like, okay, well, like who's in the top? Is this like some crazy schools, like small, whatever? No, the top 5 is like Duke, Gonzaga's up there, Michigan, Houston, Arizona, all these teams that we're talking about right now. Nebraska's even there at number 11.
Yep.
So I don't see them making any sort of run. I'm not sure they get out of the first weekend. They get paired up with somebody, which typically that's what the committee is going to look for. They're going to put them against somebody that is probably a mid-major, really good shooting team. And if that team gets hot, you can forget about the second weekend for Purdue. So it's unfortunate, especially with the seniors, with Braden, with TKR, Professor Lawyer. I mean, you'd expect their senior year that these guys would be trying to finish this out the right way. Doesn't look like it right now.
No.
I guess we'll see what the next couple games. And then they dropped to Ohio State Sunday.
Yeah,
so,
which was even worse.
Yeah.
Really.
On the road, I get it, but still, that's
So
3
they haven't been
straight.
great. Yeah.
3 straight now they've lost to Ohio
Ohio
State.
State was right on the bubble too, I think. So that's a huge win for them, obviously. But
Yeah. So not happy to
no,
talk
not
about
at
the
all.
Boilermakers
For
right
as
now.
much as we're talking about all these teams, Arizona, Duke, UConn that are like peaking at the right time, Florida,
Yeah.
Purdue seems like the opposite. They're just kind of falling at the wrong.
They're going the wrong way. Exactly. Yeah. They peaked in like December.
Yeah.
Like
No, I remember watching them too. They looked awesome.
they did. Like we watched, the Texas Tech when they played in the Bahamas.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like incredible. And I thought, okay, this might be the year that they put this thing together. And man, they hit conference season. And again, I expect a few losses in conference.
Right.
But like not at home the way they're dropping some of these games.
Mhm.
And you got to be pulling the tight games out, especially heading into March. Like you got to just win. Survive in advance. They always talk about when you get to March. Survive in advance. And they're not surviving, and I don't expect them to be advancing. So we'll see. But
Yeah.
not great.
As far as the rest of the games, like I said, there were just a ton. Gonzaga, St. Mary's, they played. St. Mary's actually beat Gonzaga, which again, it was one of those like late East Coast games or West Coast. Sorry.
Mhm.
So people just kind of forgot about it and aren't talking about it a whole lot. But St. Mary's win that game. Gonzaga had been number 9.
Yeah.
I
I actually watched it.
did you
I
really?
stayed up. Yeah, I did stay up
Okay.
and watch that game. And so Ike fouled out.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, with like 3 minutes left, I want to say.
Okay.
But St. Mary's had pretty much.
I was gonna say it was it was over a 10-point game. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Gonzaga was up at half, and then by like I don't know between 7 and 10, and then St. Mary's went on a little run, closed the gap, and then took over the lead. Their student section was really into it too. It was kind of actually pretty fun. It's a small, these West Coast small schools, like they got these little tight
little
gyms.
gym.
Even Gonzaga's got the kennel, right? It's pretty small. But their fans, man, they were giving it to Gonzaga the whole time, and so you just kind of had that feeling once they turned the corner and got the lead, they did not let up. And so, like I said, Ike fouled out with about 3 minutes left, and Gonzaga didn't really have much left in the tank to close it out. So, yeah, St. Mary's is one of those sneaky teams where, like, again, they're, I don't know, 3 or 4 losses, something like that. They play in a small conference, so obviously that doesn't look good. But like, if they could potentially win their conference tourney too. I mean,
They could, yeah. I mean, generally it's been between them and Gonzaga. Someone else there's decent.
San
this year.
Francisco,
San Francisco, yeah.
is okay, but yeah, it's probably going to be between those two again. So you probably have another matchup between those two in the championship game.
Which actually, on that note, I hadn't realized this, but that was Gonzaga and St. Mary's last regular season conference game.
Yeah, they played their conference tourney this week. Right?
Yeah. So I guess regular. Yeah, but Gonzaga's moving to the Pac-12.
Oh yes.
So that's it. They might meet one more time, in the tournament or something like that. But yeah, no, Gonzaga's moving to the Pac-12. We'll see if they schedule each other out of conference, but that's the last time they'll play.
That's a good point. They were talking about that in their last regular season game. So since St. Mary's won that, they share the conference title this season.
Oh, really?
But they were saying, like, if Gonzaga would have won, they would have won outright, their last season.
And go out,
Yeah, and so St. Mary's was like, nope, we're sharing this thing this year, and you guys can head out, but they're going to keep. So so they'll be the defending champions. Next year.
And that'll be interesting going forward, too, with Gonzaga out of there. I don't know if they're bringing a team up to replace them. I actually didn't look, but St. Mary's is a team I'd assume is going to win that conference a lot. We'll see them in the tournament. So.
Yeah. No, that's very true. Yeah, they've built a pretty good program out there, for sure. So
Okay, did I hit all the games you wanted?
Yeah.
Arizona, I guess we didn't touch on a whole lot. That was the last one I've got down here a little bit.
Yeah. I just think Arizona looks really good.
They do. Yeah, they've got a lot of size down low.
They got a lot of size. Again, when they're shooting well, they play good defensively.
They do.
That's the other thing. And maybe I'm just keying in on defense now because I see my Boilermakers not playing defense, but yeah, Arizona looks like a very complete team. Like I said, between Michigan and Arizona, I know Michigan lost to Duke, but I just feel like those two teams, Michigan and Arizona, seem like they are the most complete teams playing right now.
Yeah.
Again, we'll see what happens conference tourney, and it'll be fun to fill out the brackets here in a few weeks. It's always a good time. So.
Yep, we'll have to have some fun with that on here too. I don't know exactly what we'll do yet.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because it'll be we'll have right in that window when everybody's doing them when we record.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll have the brackets already, and then maybe we can go through some bracket preview type stuff.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
We head into that week. That'll be fun.
Okay, I think that's about all I've got college basketball wise.
Yep.
Right? Yep. All right. Let's move on then to moving the chains. Oof. All right. So kind of what we're going off with for this episode is best sports time of the year. So we're going to talk each sports month or each month of the year, I guess, in terms of what sports are on. And so when I did this, I focused, a lot on our 4 major sports we talk about a lot. I worked a couple little things in there outside of that, but most of those 4 sports. So we're just going to rank. We're going to go 12 to 1. I think is a better way to do it than 1 to 12.
Yep.
Kind of build up. So 12 to 1, which sports are best, or which months are best to watch sports in. There we go. Got it. So I don't know. Do you want to go back and forth, or do you want to just give your 12?
Let's go back and forth, and then maybe at the end we can do
fun.
Let's go back and forth, and at the end we can do just like a final recap of 1 through 12 what we have.
Let's do that.
Overall, that sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. So then you're 12. What do you got at 12?
July.
Okay.
July is awful. So Major League Baseball, and that's about it.
That's about it. Yep. All right. So I've got August, close to July, but August. College football to start right at the very end, which is the only thing that almost got me. But it's just it's the dog days of summer. I mean, that's literally what it's called, and it's to the point where summer's almost over. Nobody really cares about baseball anymore. So outside of the college football at the end, yes, the MLB playoff race is kind of heating up, but it's just, I don't know. It's just it's getting kind of stale. The NFL preseason is about it. So
yeah,
August is the bottom for me.
So I'm going to jump to 11 because August was 11 for me.
Okay.
So we might be very
July
somewhere here
was my
towards the
11th,
bottom.
so,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're probably flip flop there.
Yeah.
The only reason I'll give the nod over August, you talked about college football season. Typically, there's at least a game. Usually, there is a weekend in there that they have some of the college games in late August.
Yeah.
You do get some preseason NFL. At least you got kind of the talk of that. I do feel like even Major League Baseball, like there's some of the races are starting to heat up a little bit more as you head in August into September. Uh, I don't know. For me, July is just like what, the hot dog eating contest. I mean, like what
That's
are we
true. That is in
what
July,
are
I
we talking
guess.
about in
Yeah.
July other than like the baseball? But then they go
Yeah.
on break. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
so MLB All Stars in July, and then I don't know. I just feel like the fact that it is focused so much on baseball almost, to me, it elevated it for me a little bit, just because it was like it's baseball and that's it. And so
Yeah.
there is more of a focus on baseball. That's all you really can watch. That's all you really need. And then the Wimbledon's also in July.
Oh
which
yeah,
I don't really pay a lot of attention to, but that is there. So
That
that's one
is.
other little sport you
Yeah.
got there going for you. So, yeah. So let's go on to then
Go
10.
ahead. You can do 10.
You got, okay.
What do you got?
I got February,
Okay.
which I think is a little bit of a,
No,
I can see why that might be a little bit of a hot take, but here's my thing with February is it's got the Super Bowl, and I get that.
Yep.
But the Super Bowl is one day, and that's it. There's nothing else in February. The All-Star game for the MLB or NBA is in February, and that pretty much means nothing anymore. And the MLB has spring training.
It used to be the 3-point contest and dunk contest were actually pretty exciting to watch during the NBA All-Star. Back in the day, back in my day,
Jordan was in the dunk contest.
Jordan
right?
was in there.
Like,
Dominique Wilkins, Spud Webb
Yeah.
was in there. Like Vince Carter, even when he was around, was in the dunk contest. And like,
I don't even know who won the dunk contest this year.
no,
They even have the dunk. I don't even know.
I don't know. But like, even like the 3-point shooting, like you had Bird, you had like I don't know. It was actually kind of exciting to watch that. Nobody really cared too much about the game. I mean, I watched a little more of the All-Star games back in the day too, but
Right.
like, man, yeah, I don't know what happened to the dunk contest, and maybe everybody thought that they did all the dunks that you could do, and
I guess people run out of ideas. I don't know.
I don't know.
So
But-
yeah, for me, February, just the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Is it, and it's one day.
All right. Well, I had June at my 10
Really? Okay.
because now I do get it does have like the conclusions of the NBA. Stanley Cup Finals is kind of fun. You do get the College World Series in there also, but I don't know. It's the start of summer for me. Like once the end of May hits and it's summertime, like I don't want to be sitting around watching TV anyways.
True.
So like I put June down there, and
Okay.
I'm gonna get roasted.
Yeah, no, I
on
hear
the,
you. I just there's so many finals, so Stanley Cup and NBA, like you
Yeah.
mentioned, that like that puts it above some of these other months for me.
That's fine. But I don't know.
It's got.
I'd rather be outside. So I'm actually going to jump to 9. February was my number 9. So I don't think
Okay.
your take on
Yeah.
February being, you're right. It's the Super Bowl. Not much else. You got college basketball season going, but other than
Yeah,
the Super
but-
Bowl and then some hockey, there's not a whole lot. For
Yeah,
me.
and for me, college basketball, like we talked about the exciting, kind of week we just had, but it's not always like that. We're like,
Mhm.
I think it gets really exciting like in December when conference games start, and then March when some of the conference tournaments are going on, and then obviously March Madness. But like, I don't know, February is just not the most exciting, I think, for college basketball, and so I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't move me.
Yeah. I had it way down there. I mean 9.
Right, exactly. Okay.
definitely. Yeah.
And then my 9 is May. May made it like I was like right between February and May, 9-10. May made it above there for me. It was just like a vibes thing. But the Stanley Cup playoffs and NBA playoffs are going on.
Mhm.
They do stretch on kind of forever, but they are going on in May. So I'll give them that. And then the MLB is, I wouldn't say in full swing, but it is going on. And the Kentucky Derby is also in May. So I
Ooh, I do like.
I thought of that a little bit, and I think that kind of did it for me. So
Yeah.
May is a 9.
Got it.
All right, on to 8.
You want me to go on 8?
Sure.
So I had September.
8.
So at 8, I had September.
8.
So you get the kickoff of the NFL season, college football season, baseball, kind of that end of season playoff push, all that, like we talked about. But Yeah, I had
Okay.
my September.
I guess I'm curious to see how you
I
justify
know.
the other ones because I'm not going to mention September for a while.
That's good.
I don't know where you're going with that, but all right.
It's fine.
September at 8.
I think there's some better months up there.
Okay.
So I think that one's it's okay.
December's my 8th.
Good golly.
December. All right. No,
All right.
listen to me though. So the NFL playoff race is kind of going on, but yeah, I don't know. Especially this year, there was some teams going at it, but then other teams, it's just like teams are checked out. Like so many guys are hurt, or you're benching some guys. Like I don't know. It just isn't the most exciting for me. College football, the bowl games are going on, which
Yeah.
used to be fun, but like they're really not anymore. Nobody's playing in them.
They're
They're just like I used to, but like I don't know. Except for like some of the big ones, nobody's playing, and you don't know who's gonna win. Like I don't know. To me, rivalry weekend is more fun to me than the bowl games.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, I don't know. And then college football playoff, the bulk of that's in January, so that really didn't do anything for me either. And then NBA, NFL on Christmas, but like that's Christmas, and so that doesn't really do anything for me either. Like I don't know. December just it's Christmas, and there's just not much else. I don't know.
Yeah. I just thought with time off, especially around Christmas, like you got some
I
good
guess.
basketball games,
Yeah.
you got football, you've got you're sitting inside, watch some TV.
Yeah.
For me, September is just one of those months where yes, things are kicking off and getting going, which is great. But to me, when the weather's nice, it's hard for me to get really into like sitting down and watching games.
I guess
and,
so.
and
Yeah.
taking a Saturday and whatever. Like I want to enjoy. Maybe it's because we live in a state where like you got to enjoy every.
So what are all your colder months up towards the top? Are you going to get to December later on?
Pretty close. Pretty close.
All right.
We'll see.
Okay, so what, we're at 7 now?
Yeah.
June is what I had for 7.
And so I had May, which is
Okay.
close.
So yeah, pretty
We-
similar timeline.
So we flipped. So June I had a 10, right? May I ended up putting here. Where did you have May? You had that
I had May at 9.
9. Yeah. So I had May at 7. You do have the NBA, NHL playoffs. So the thing that about those playoffs is, I get it's not the end yet, but like you're in a lot of the there's games pretty much every night. So you still get a lot of action there, and obviously you get Major League Baseball going on. So you got pretty much everything
You do
every night.
Yeah.
There's something going.
Yeah, there's always kind of some kind of sport on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then for me, June, I actually really like June. There's some better months I could put in front of it, but June's a good month for me because the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup Finals are in June, which I like. And June's right when I can kind of start getting into the MLB, I think, because NBA and NHL have just ended. There's no football, right? So that's when MLB kind of opens up for me. And so that was big for me. And then the U.S. Open, golf U.S. Open, is
Yeah.
also in June. So
Yep.
that was just another thing to kind of add on to there. And so no, I think June's a good month.
I'll give you the U.S. Open. That is a good one. I didn't add in here in June, but yeah.
Yeah. Wait, did you have June already? Or
I had June 10
Yeah. Okay. You had June.
because, like I said, I just don't think that there's enough going on. There's like
There's 2 finals.
I
two
know,
over
but then
4.
like you're waiting nights and nights to have something to watch. Like I want to have action like every night.
I don't know.
I don't like when there's like lags in time. I like
The 7-game
Every night I
series
got
isn't
something to
enough
sit
for
down.
you.
no, because it's spread out. It takes forever.
Except it's not, because do you remember how there'd be like an MLB or not MLB? You'd have an NBA game one night, and then Stanley Cup the next night, and then you'd have NBA. So, like they just like rotate basically.
I don't know. I'm
I
not
don't
into the NBA probably, so that's gonna be whatever.
I don't know. The finals are about all I watch. That and a little bit of the playoffs. So like
It depends on who's in it. I guess.
this year, I enjoyed it. The Thunder and the
Yeah,
Pacers were fun.
I did watch a little more of that one last year, I guess, but I don't know. The NBA is so bad. So bad.
Okay, we're at 6. Let's go
6.
for 6.
I've got April. Okay, so the April,
This one's interesting too.
I've got the Masters in there. That was
Yep.
another kind of wild card one, right?
Mhm.
You do have the end of college basketball, so you get the championship games usually are that first weekend in April,
Mhm.
and they'll be starting up in the beginning of the NBA, NFL, or NHL playoffs, excuse me, and then usually the NFL draft is towards the end of the month also.
True. Yep.
So you do have a little bit more going on in the NFL, like kind of heating up with draft season and that sort of thing. And so, so I got April at 6.
Okay, April's actually my 5, which I'll talk about in a
Okay,
sec. But January is my 6. January I like a lot. So January you got the NFL playoffs. That's like basically the entire NFL playoffs is January. The college football playoffs also in January now. So that's stretched out. That's longer. So I like those a lot. But then outside of that, there's not much. That's the only reason it's not any higher for me. College basketball is going on, but like I kind of mentioned, it's just kind of in like a lull. I feel like in there. And then just kind of the middle of the season, the NBA and NHL, where like again, it just doesn't feel like things matter quite as much. So yeah, lots of football going on. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
But it kind of just made middle of the list for me because there's nothing else.
Yep.
And then I guess I'll talk about April because that was my 5. And I had the Masters too. Kind of mentioned that was the thing that moved me a little bit. But then the end of March Madness is always in April. I don't know if you say that.
Yeah.
Okay,
The championship
yeah.
game is usually that first weekend.
Yep. Yeah. So that's huge. And then NHL, NBA playoffs, which again go on forever, but they're in there. And then kind of the early MLB, usually opening day is like very end of March, but like again, there's still some excitement around the MLB there. And then like you said, the NFL draft. So you really do get some football. They're not playing, but like you get a lot of excitement there.
Yeah.
You have baseball opening up, and then the playoffs for NHL and NBA. Like you got a little bit of everything, and then the Masters on top of that. Like it's a good month.
Yeah.
So I like it there at 5. Like there's months I'll talk about that I think belong above it, but I think it's a pretty good month.
Yeah.
We're getting into like the months I really enjoy. So
I would agree. Yep.
Okay. What's your 5 then?
My 5 was December. I'm going to get my top 5 into the cold months here. So, where did you have? You already said December, right?
Yeah.
So
December was down at
you had like 7 or 8.
That's 1, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. There we go. 8.
So for me, it is like NFL is really going. You're starting to kind of see what playoff picture might be happening. College football, I enjoy the bowl games. I know it's not for everybody
I don't anymore. It's just
Yeah,
I used to, but not anymore. It's just there's not as much to them.
for me, I think having played in them too, or been to them, like they, there's a difference between playing and standing on the sidelines. But being there and like knowing what those guys are doing for the week, because for me, it's like it's for the city too. Like those people around the city, like get all excited as long as it's a small town, or whatever, smaller city. And then like being able to experience like a new place, new cultures. Like I went to El Paso 2 years and like just learned a lot about, with the things they do there. The people really took you in. I don't know. To me, it's like the community that surrounds all the bowl games. So I get excited for it because I'm thinking like, man, these people are excited. These guys are going to this game. Some of them are excited. Some of them maybe aren't, but like, I don't know. There's still some nostalgia for me. So I enjoy the bowl season. And then usually there's some pretty good basketball games going on then too. Still, I'll get to November at some point here, but like maybe not as good as what it is in November with some of the early season things. But and then you've got the Army Navy game, you got the Heisman Trophy, and all the college football awards and that sort of thing.
Okay, yeah,
so
I actually hadn't had those down. That's good.
yeah, so I just think December to me is like there's a lot going on. And again,
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
cold. What else are you gonna do? Sit inside,
I guess so.
watch some
Yeah.
football. So
Okay.
that was 5.
Okay. Have you said November yet? November's a 4 for me.
No, I didn't say it yet.
So November's later on for you. Okay, so
Oh,
I have
yeah.
November here. So my thought with November is obviously Thanksgiving. So that's huge for football. Love all those games going on. Sitting down with family watching football, NFL. Usually on Thanksgiving, then a bunch of college football the next few days, and that's rivalry weekend right in there too. Which again, to me, is more exciting than those bowl games. And then the World Series ends in November too.
Yeah.
So that's huge for me. Just the fact that wraps up kind of the pinnacle of the MLB season.
Isn't it usually October?
It usually ends in November.
Okay.
So like it'll start in October, very end.
Yeah.
But like this year, I know for sure it ended in November. I guess I don't
That's
know
true,
if it
'cause
depends
the
on the year. but-
Cubs, yeah, it would have been.
What's it say?
In November.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up there.
What's the date on that paper? 3rd, 5th? I can't actually see that.
Yeah. I think that's right. Though.
Yes. So
Yeah.
generally, I guess if it was like 4 games, maybe it would end in October.
Yeah.
But generally, yeah, it's going to end right at the beginning of November, and then you got the football. And like it is still NFL and college football season leading up to Thanksgiving too. Like that's still all going on, and I love football. So November's there, but again, there's not all the other sports necessarily either. So not any higher, but I do You enjoy November.
I'm not gonna say we're at November yet.
Okay.
We'll get there.
All right. What's your 4 for you then?
I had January at 4.
January. Okay.
So to me, yeah, I mean it's the NFL
Really?
playoffs.
I had that one really low, right?
Yeah.
Not really low, just a few spots ago. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
6.
So the NFL playoff, you talked about that. Obviously, college football, the bowl games, the championship season now. I think that does kind of it spreads it out a little bit, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
January is more exciting now in the college football. It used to be New Year's Day, and then they started extending it like a day or two after New Year's.
And next year, I don't know if you've looked, they're like not playing on New Year's much, which is weird.
The same this year. It was like 3
Yeah.
games.
It's
on New
even
Year's
less
Day.
next year.
Yeah, which is like
Or this year. I don't know. Whatever.
I see. That's another thing I really enjoyed before. Like you camp out, you sit down like 10:30 a.m. They're kicking off like the Outback Bowl or whatever, and then like you're watching football from 10:30 a.m. to like 9-10 p.m. game after game, multiple games on at a time. This year, I think
Right.
it was 3 games that they had, and that was it. So I don't know,
Yeah.
but anyways, so January with all that going on, to me, and I think you mentioned like there wasn't a whole lot in college basketball. For me, it's the conference season gets started, and you really kind of start to figure out like what conferences are going to be good, who's really good in their conference. Like you've had a lot of preseason type games, pre-conference season, but then when you get into conference season, everything changes. And so I enjoy the college basketball season for January too.
Okay. 3rd day of March. Do we finally match up on
We
one?
finally matched
Perfect.
up. Yeah.
Okay. I think our thoughts are going to be pretty similar. So March Madness is like the greatest thing ever.
Yes.
And it's awesome.
Yep.
And so that alone to me moves March above a lot of these other months because it's like half of March is March Madness.
Yep.
And I get there's not much else. Like I said, the MLB starts at the very end of March. I guess the NBA and NHL playoff races are kind of heating up. And then I'll talk a little bit later, but NFL free agency does start. It's like there's a little bit of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
But just overall, like March Madness, I think alone vaults it. And then you do have the other sports going on that you can turn on kind of those off nights. So
Yeah. I mean, the first week of March Madness is like,
it's awesome.
it's awesome. Like game after game. And then
Yeah.
you've got all these close ones. Typically, upsets are happening. Your brackets are busted after like the first few hours of the day. And then it's just like, whatever. I'm in for all these games. March Madness there's nothing like
That's
it.
awesome.
It's,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. So yeah, we agreed on one.
We
finally.
agreed. There we go. We
Number
got
3.
one.
The top 2 are not going to be.
No, they're not. So my 2 is September, which I think you said forever ago.
Yeah, I said September. Wait, where was I? 8.
8. Okay.
You got a 2.
I got it at 2. You
All right,
want to hear
what's
why?
Yeah, what's your justification?
All right.
for
The
2?
NFL kicks off in September. That's huge.
Sure. All right.
What do you mean, sure?
I mean, it's
Fantasy football then starts with the NFL in September. Just huge. People love fantasy football.
Usually, I got a player that's injured week 1. So
College football doesn't start in September. It starts in August.
right?
But it's like that's when the conference games start is in September. And like me personally, like I don't really care about Alabama going and playing Florida A&M week 1. Like whatever, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I guess they play Florida State this year. Whatever. That was week 0. So yeah, I don't know. That like it's like real games. There's good matchups going on in September. It's like really heating up. You're getting into it. And then the MLB, like the playoff race is really heating up in September. That's when it's all kind of getting settled in. You're figuring out who's going to make it. It's actually important again. There's a couple months where I just like don't really care, like July and August. But then September, it's like okay, like this is exciting. This is interesting. And then the tennis U.S. Open is also in September. So
Yeah.
just lots of sports going on.
I guess. I mean, I have October at 2, which you're
Okay,
gonna.
October's my 1.
I figured.
But so I guess the only one I
Just
haven't
wait.
said yet.
So just wait till yeah, exactly. But yeah, my 2 is October, and for a lot of the same reasons you said. But like Major League Baseball, you get the postseason
Mhm.
going. NFL, start of the NBA, NHL seasons. There's a lot going on in October. That's good. I guess I'm curious why you have it at number 1.
I guess yeah, you only have your one thing left, your 1 month. But
Yeah.
like, here's the thing. So October, you get everything. Like everything is happening in October. So the NFL has just started in September. Everybody's like still got some hope that maybe their team can do something, but also you're starting to figure out who's like the real teams.
Mhm.
Okay, NFL is going great. College football's in full swing. Your playing the conference games. Things, again, same idea with the NFL. Like, things are kind of settling in. You're seeing who's who. The World Series happens, and then, all the MLB playoffs leading up to it. And then the NBA and NHL both tip off and start, whatever.
Nobody even realizes that, though.
Right, but they're going on. Like,
but they start,
There's more
and people are
sports
like,
going on.
really? Like, hockey started? Like, I joke with my brother all the time, like, is this still preseason? Like, what is... Nobody's watching hockey in October.
because there's so many other sports to watch, because it's so awesome.
It's football season. Yeah.
Because it's so great.
It's, yeah.
And then fantasy football, too. I love fantasy football.
But fantasy
But
football goes all the time.
Yeah, but, like, your whole team's not hurt yet.
Mine is after like the first week. I don't know.
There's just everything.
All
You
right.
forget the sports that are on, because there's so many sports on.
Well, I have November as my top. Where did you have
Which
November?
I don't get. Way down there.
No.
The only thing in November is Thanksgiving.
Like the best
No,
week
okay,
of
4. I had
sports
it
of the
4.
year. Like March Madness, maybe. I don't know.
March Madness is better.
But it's just college basketball is it then? I don't know. For me, Thanksgiving week is like you got college football rivalries all weekend. So you got every game is going to be a good game, like regardless, because like these teams, some of them just play for that one game, and like it's always going to be a good game. So like college football rivalries are incredible that week. With the NFL, like obviously Thanksgiving Day is awesome. They have had great games on Thanksgiving Day here these last few years. They finally have all the scheduling right for that. And then basketball with the NCAA, like there are some awesome games, Feast Week, like with all these teams playing, Hawaii or wherever else they're going to play. Like there's some great college basketball games that happen that week also. Again, I don't care as much about the
will
NBA.
say, I feel like the games weren't as good this year. Do you remember that?
They didn't go, not in Hawaii. They weren't. But there were still some good matchups early on in the season.
Yeah. I think that's when Purdue played Texas Tech. You mentioned that game.
Yeah. There were still some. You're right. The highlight, like the Maui Invitational, does not seem to be what it used to be.
It's good.
No. Yeah. But there's still some really good matchups there. So for me, like I'm full in on all the football, college, NFL, and then to me, college basketball. And I think I said this when we were ranking the sports. Like that's probably my next favorite thing that I'm going to be watching. So if I can get some great college basketball games and all these great football games in that month, that's the month that I'm going with. I can't believe you had it way down at whatever. I don't even remember.
4. 4's not way down anywhere.
It was far enough.
Whatever. Behind March Madness in the month with all the sports
All right, fine.
and NFL kickoff.
All right, fine. So
Okay, yeah. So I
So
think
let
that's
me-
about it.
so-
Okay, so yeah, so we.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
go ahead.
Because I think we can now frame it so we can actually have a clip to put out, which is
Yeah.
kind of fun with this. Okay. Ready?
Yeah. You do
All
yours?
right. Yep. All right. We ranked all 12 months by. We're doing this again. All 12 months by
Like a
sports.
Best sports.
Best
best
sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the sports going on, sports
Yeah.
watching. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We ranked all 12 months based on all the best sports going on, what you can watch in each of those months. You want to hit yours first?
Yeah. So my number 1 was November. Number 2 was October. Number 3 was March. Number 4, January. Number 5, December. Number 6, April. Number 7, May. Number 8, September. 9, February. 10, June. 11, August. 12, July.
All right. Yeah. Oh, I had mine 12 to 1. Oops. Okay. And then I had October at 1. There's just like every sport going on all at once. September coming in at 2nd with the NFL kicking off and college football. March 3rd because March Madness is the greatest thing ever. November 4th with Thanksgiving and college football rivalry. April coming in at 5th. Again, just a lot of sports going on. March Madness ends, right in there. January at 6th. Now I'm losing track of my numbers. January at 6th with the NFL playoffs and college football playoffs. And then getting down to some of these other ones. June at 7, December at 8, May at 9. Really just because of the Kentucky Derby. February at 10 because the Super Bowl is just one day and doesn't move me all that much. July and August, 11 and 12 because it's the summer and it's just baseball and you can just go outside.
Nobody cares about July and August.
Exactly. All right, that's our lists. I guess let us know what you think of them.
Yeah, we'll get some good feedback on this.
No,
one
it'll
for
be
sure.
interesting. I think there's lots of opinion. I mean, our lists were very different, so I'm curious to see what people think.
I'm very curious to see what people think too. Yeah, that'll be good.
Okay, let's go on to 2 minutes in the box then. So I'll let you go first. Who are you putting in the box?
I'm going to put the Cincinnati Bengals in the box.
Okay,
So Trey Hendrickson, just today they decided they're not going to tag him, and they're going to just let him go out be an unrestricted free agent here. So I guess I'm putting the Bengals in the box because I really don't know what these guys are doing or thinking.
I really never know with the Bengals. to be honest with you.
I mean, seriously, they have a terrible defense. This guy is incredible. I don't know what the plan is there. I guess you want to try and go get somebody younger in the draft and like figure that out. It's not like Trey Hendrickson is the oldest defensive end out there either. So I mean, he's still pretty young. I don't know what the Bengals are doing. But for me, on the flip side of that, it's not a bad thing for teams like the Bears and others that are shopping around. Max Crosby's another one that's out there potentially. So
He's a trade guy, right? Or is he a free agent?
I think he's a free agent.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah. So the Bears, could they land Trey Hendrickson or Max Crosby? I don't know. I mean, I think they're going to be looking for a defensive end here. So I guess put the Bengals in the box, but for me, it's like maybe it helps the Bears out. So it might not be such a bad thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, so I think both those guys now. Yeah, look up and see if
That's
Max
what I was
Crosby's-
looking. Oh no, he signed an extension in March 2025. I do remember. Do you remember that? Because he was like, "I want out." He's like just like Miles
Oh, yeah.
Garrett. I want out, and then so he is under contract.
Oh, so he
he's
would
gonna
be a trade.
guy that has to be traded for. Yeah.
Well, the
yeah.
one was out. I thought they were talking about.
It
him
might
on
just
the-
be because whoever trades for him, I would assume the Raiders are going to want him to take part of his contract.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I saw that he was visiting Chicago. But,
Oh, was he really?
yeah, but maybe not. But anyways, Trey Hendrickson might be out there though for the Bears. So
Well, speaking about the Bears, they might have some more cap space for these guys because of my 2 minutes in the box. I'm putting Drew Dahlman in the box.
Yeah.
I walked out of my 6th-hour class today, and all of a sudden, Drew Dahlman had retired. So Drew Dahlman is the Bears center. Was just a Pro Bowler. This is his first year with the team. Brought in with kind of this new Ben Johnson regime from the Atlanta Falcons in free agency. He was awesome. Again, made the Pro Bowl. He's 27 years old, and he retired. I don't really know why. There's not a whole lot out there except he retired. Adam Schefter reported it earlier, but again, like a great center, a great piece of that line. And it's really frustrating for him to be gone because it's like the Bears just can't have nice things.
Yeah.
Because seriously, it's just like, why? He wasn't an injury-prone guy. Played in 74 games, started 57 of them. Like, I don't know. He's young. Like, I don't get it at all. I have no idea what happened.
I don't know what's going on there either. I guess we'll probably find out more here in the next.
Probably, like, I would assume
Weeks.
there's some motive to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's hot off the press right now, but yeah, it's unfortunate because, like you said, young center's a really key position there for the offensive line. They kind of rebuilt the whole line this past
Mhm.
year, much better, much more improved than where they were. The only thing that's nice is I guess you find out now as you head into free agency, right? Versus and before the draft and everything else, versus him coming around like in July or August and being like, hey, yeah, by the way, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
like, do you
retire.
remember the Lions who retired last year? Ragnow?
Yeah,
Yeah, in like July.
late. Yes, exactly. So at least they're finding out now
Yeah,
with time to figure out.
these guys at the combine. I'm guessing
Yeah.
they probably knew going into the combine, I'd imagine, that it broke today.
Maybe
I would think, but I don't know.
maybe.
But yeah, definitely frustrating. I don't know exactly how the contract thing works. I'm hoping that like gets voided or something. You just signed a huge contract too, 3 years, $42 million. So
Oh wow.
like,
Yeah,
I hope that opens up now. I don't know.
yeah. I would think if he's retiring, that contract will be
Okay, that's what I
void.
thought.
Yeah,
I didn't
should
know
be
that
void
worked,
now.
but-
So yeah, it's weird though. These guys that retire so young.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one where he's 27. You said.
Yeah.
So maybe he has enough years in to like
This
get his
was
full benefits and everything. It's his 4th year, 5th year.
it would have been his 5th, right? Because he was a free agent after the Falcons last year. Yeah, so 5th.
Okay.
This
So I
was
think
his
it is
fifth season.
5
It would be
years.
5, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he did get all that, but
You get the benefits, yeah.
I guess maybe he doesn't want the wear and tear on his body.
I guess. I don't know. It's just crazy, too. Like, Trent Williams is how old?
Yeah.
38 or whatever, still playing?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Maybe he looks at those guys though and he's like, I don't want to be
Doing
like-
this 10 years from now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
getting up out of bed. I mean, who knows what's going on there? Like you said, we'll find out maybe more in the next few weeks, but that's crazy.
Yeah. So we'll see how it affects the Bears, too, I guess, because that line was key. But
Yeah.
All right, we'll go on to the 2-minute drill then. Yeah, I know as we're kind of wrapping up, we're running out of time a little bit here. So we'll go with our football question first. So would you rather be feared or respected as a team?
I said respected.
Okay.
I just want the respect from, I mean, knowing like you're a great franchise or whatever, and like teams show you respect. To me, I think that goes a long ways.
Okay. I think I'd rather be feared. I think feared means you're running people over and you're a dominant team. So I think the Patriots. Like, I don't like them, but like it's because they were winning so much, and I think they were probably feared for a while. So like, I think I'd rather be feared.
Hey, it's funny because I would think the Patriots are more respected as a franchise than
Maybe they're
feared.
both. I don't know.
I think like feared is more like the dominating defense or whatever, like
Yeah.
the Ray
okay.
Lewis teams, and
Mm.
I don't know, like, but I don't know. I guess you could take that either way.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, basketball then. Would you rather win ugly or lose beautifully? This is
I'll
an interesting
take-
one because I looked at that and I was like, I don't know.
Win.
Yeah, me too. I'd rather win.
I just
don't
want to
really
win.
care. Like, honestly, like the ugly wins are more fun to watch sometimes.
Well, it's kind of like Purdue right now. Like they're losing ugly, but like, I mean, even if they should just win these games and like know that like at the end of games you're pulling it out.
Mhm.
But like when you're losing those close games and you're heading into March and like survive in advance, like if you can't do that, I don't know. So to me, just win.
Okay, is baseball going on to the baseball question? Is baseball better as a daily sport or a big event sport?
Big event. So for me, it's like the World Series and that sort of thing.
Okay.
We just ranked our sports, and like all of the low months that we have, or the low like
Baseball, yeah.
or baseball months, yeah, it's July and August. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on these months? Nothing. Baseball every day. Like the only good months that we talked about were like ones where like it's the World Series or it's the playoffs or like
Yeah.
big
sure.
event stuff. That's for me.
Okay, I actually went daily. We're not agreeing on anything tonight, but daily, like to me, like you said, it is over a lot of baseball over the summer, and I just like I think I like it like that. Like every day, pretty much, like you get to watch your team. You know, they're off every once in a while, but like just to be able to have like that constant like, if I want to, I can turn on baseball. If not, I'm going to do something better. I kind of like that. I don't know.
I guess I just think it drags on so much, man. I don't
A
know.
few games.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and it's like, oh, they got a
162.
loss, whatever. It's
Yeah.
a loss. Like to me, every one of them matters. So
Yeah. Okay, and then hockey. Would you rather win close games or blow teams out?
I said win close. The reason I
I
said
actually
that,
agree.
yeah, I think because then you can close things out when
Mhm.
needed. So I'd rather like make sure that those close games you can win.
I thought of this just from the perspective of a fan. It's more fun to watch
That's
a
true,
close
too.
win than it is to like blow teams out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
It's more
keep you
exciting.
invested for the
Yeah.
game. Yeah,
Okay, and then down to the wild card question. Would you rather be dominant for a decade or unforgettable for 1 year? This is an interesting one.
I said dominant for a decade.
Okay.
I want the
That's what I said too.
I think I want the
Like
the
a dynasty feel,
dynasty.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd rather have like the dynasty feel.
People
than-
remember you.
Yeah. I guess the other way to think of it, like, would you want to be like, say you could have the latest undefeated season in like the NFL?
Yeah.
If you went like, the last team to go undefeated, right, was the Dolphins way back in the 70s. So like,
Mm-hmm.
would you take an undefeated season and be that last team with the undefeated season, or like a 10-year run of greatness?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's good.
That'd be maybe the other way to look at it.
Yeah.
That might be something to consider, but I'd still want the. I want
Yeah,
to
well, I'm
dominate
just
for a long
thinking
time.
like the '85 Bears are considered one of the greater teams, right?
Mhm.
Of all time, and like that was very much like a 1 year thing. Like,
Yeah.
the defense was still pretty good. They ended up losing McMahon pretty quick.
Yeah. And now you
and
talk
it
about it
didn't
now, it's like
last, right?
it's 41 years ago, so whatever.
1 year. But you think of like the Niners, they have a couple teams that when you look at those lists of like, greatest teams ever, they have some of those teams up there. But they were dominant. Like some of those Montana teams that like, continue to go on and win playoff games, Super Bowls, whatever. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're just higher regarded even today, just looking at the 49ers. You're like, that's a winning franchise.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. From the Saints, do you have anything?
Just a few things. So you had the NFL, the combine going on this past week, and I just want to point out a few things here from that. And obviously the combine's kind of whatever, but Sonny Styles, this linebacker from Ohio State, this guy's a freak. So 6'5", 244. He ran a 40 in 4.47. So 6'5", 244, 4.47 40, and his vertical is 43.5 inches. You comp that to Calvin Johnson, and he's basically the same person as Calvin Johnson, who is a freak. But this guy's, defense playing linebacker. Absolutely insane. So that's crazy. So Sonny Styles, and then his brother Lorenzo Styles, who is a cornerback for Ohio State, ran a 4.28 40.
Oh my gosh.
So those two guys coming out, you got to wonder too, like Ohio State had some freaks there. Like, how did they not win a national title this past year? Like I don't know, their defense should have dominated a lot of these schools. But anyways, so that was crazy. I will say the other thing, Jennings Dunker, the guy, the Iowa offensive lineman, you seen the guy with the mullet?
I don't think so.
The crazy mullet.
I feel like I remember from the season, maybe.
Yeah, Jennings Dunker. So he's kind of stole the show with his mullet, I think, from the. So you got to check out some of his things he was doing, and just watching him without a helmet on and like the hair flowing and like some of the things he was doing. It's great, man. So go check him out, Jennings Dunker. The other one I had, the Vandy tight end, Eli Stowers, had a 45.5-inch vertical. I mean, these tight ends now, it's like not even, these aren't even tight ends. These are your.
Yeah, it's like a big receiver that can block, basically.
It's insane. Yeah, 45.5 inches that guy was
insane.
Jump. So, insane.
And you'll see, like, I think that was one of those ones that was like highest since 2003 or whatever they say when they like started tracking. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. But it's insane. The only other thing I had on the extra inning side, I thought this was kind of cool. The Big 12. I've seen these. Have you seen the glass floor technology that they have for like basketball games? I think there's a high school in Nebraska that had this.
Really?
They can change the court, so it's like a glass floor, and then they can change like the images and things on the court. So the Big 12 women's tournament and the men's conference tournament are going to have that glass floor, so they can change logos, add things to, or whatever, like before the game or whatever. So that'll be kind of cool to watch. So keep an eye out for the Big 12 tourney coming up here. It's ASB Glass is the technology or whatever.
Yeah, because I guess all I've ever seen, like they'll project like the ads onto the screen.
Yeah, hockey does that on the sideboards, but that's on the screen.
Well, actually, even some of like basketball. I don't know how much college basketball does it, but like some of the ads on there aren't actually. Like some of these games we have on right now. I don't even
on the court. Like yeah. You're right, on the TV, but this will be actually
right. No,
live.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. I just thought that was really cool that I had seen the technology, but I hadn't obviously seen it in like a big game or whatever. So
yeah, that's cool.
Big 12 will have it at their conference tourney, so keep an eye out.
Yeah. Okay, and then for my extra innings, I was just going to hit some of the NFL moves kind of before we wrapped up. So the franchise tag deadline was earlier, today as we're recording. So 4 Eastern on March 3rd was the tag deadline. So Breece Hall, George Pickens, Daniel Jones, Kyle Pitts were all tagged. Daniel Jones, that like transition tag, same idea. Those were the big names that were tagged. I think that was all of them actually. So that'll be interesting. I mean, I assume most of those guys will be back. I don't know that any of them will be traded. I guess we'll kind of see. Daniel Jones was the big one. I think that was just today that came out.
Yeah.
So that's huge. Like they're getting him back, and I would assume that's an indication that he'll be back sooner rather than later this season. I guess we'll kind of see. But So that was huge. And then just moves in general. Dave Montgomery to the Texans a few days ago was big.
Okay.
Or yesterday? When was that? It was yesterday.
I
Yeah.
missed that one.
Did you really? Okay.
Yeah.
So that happened. Just adding to that backfield with Woody Marks, Nick Chubb had gotten hurt again. Yeah. So that'll be big for them, I think, and I think that's huge for Jahmyr Gibbs. Fantasy football wise, real life wise. Just like Jahmyr Gibbs to the moon. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
he'll be the featured back there.
Right, exactly.
Mhm.
There's like basically no one, and we'll see if they bring someone else in, but basically nobody there to compete. Browns traded for, what was that lineman from the Texans? I forgot.
Phone a friend, Mr. Ritter. I'm sure he knows.
I forgot to write his name down. Let me get it. Titus Howard. Yeah. So like same thing last year. The Texans like tore down their offensive line. They're doing it again. Traded Titus Howard to the Cleveland Browns for a 5th round pick. And the Cleveland Browns, actually, their entire offensive line is free agents this offseason. So free agency starts March, so legal tampering, I guess. Legal tampering. March 9th at noon Eastern, and then free agency starts March 11th, 4 Eastern. So the entire offensive line is about to be free agents. So they brought one guy in to kind of solidify, like, hey, we got one. So that's, I think, good for them.
They're going to need a lot more than an offensive line.
Well, yeah. They need a lot of things.
Yeah.
Which they drafted well this last year, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack's coming back. He announced that
I did
earlier
see
today.
that. Yeah.
Cardinals are going to cut Kyler Murray, which is kind of an expected thing, unless they trade him, they say.
Vikings?
I think that would be cool.
That'll be interesting.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I think you might end up with the Vikings.
Mm-hmm. Especially if he's cut. Like, you can just bring him in for
Yeah.
next to
Could
nothing.
they revive him? Kevin O'Connell
I
do his
think he
magic
for sure
again.
could.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
And then Kenneth Walker, and you already mentioned Trey Hendrickson, but Kenneth Walker also not getting tagged.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. He'll be unrestricted free agent. I personally hope he goes back to the Seahawks, but there's some other running back needy teams out there. The Chiefs, which would be scary. The Jaguars, depending on Travis Etienne. Not the Texans anymore. I don't know. There's a few teams out there who could use a running back. So I guess we'll kind of see what happens to him. And then there was that Jets-Titans trade. Did you see that? Tavondre Sweat went to the Jets, and then who did they trade? Hold on. I thought I wrote this down earlier.
No, I haven't been on a lot of social media, so I have not seen.
I haven't
all this
either.
stuff,
I just
but
I'll catch something like walking past the TV.
yeah,
Jermaine Johnson. There we go. Another one of their first-round picks a few years ago. And actually, Robert Saleh was the one that drafted him. So that's interesting. Going back to the Titans, rejoining Robert Saleh there.
Yeah. That makes sense, I guess.
He just kind of fits their scheme more. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tavondre Sweat, more recent, who's out of Texas? You remember him? Defensive tackle? I think Texas.
Maybe. I mean, Montez Sweat is the one I know better
Yeah.
than Tavondre.
I kind of remember him a little bit, but he's going to the Jets.
Okay.
But yeah, Jermaine Johnson's really the headline of that. But yeah, NFL moves wise, that's about what I've got. I tried to hit everything. Tried to just kind of write down what I remembered. I don't know if you have anything else, but
No, like you said, there's going to be a lot more going on here.
yeah, we'll have, I think, more to. I guess we'll record on the 10th, but I feel like we'll know a lot of the moves that are going to happen with that legal tampering. It'll be, X players expected to sign here, and we'll have more to talk about next week. So that'll be fun.
Yep.
Okay. So anything else extra innings? I think we
kinda
wrapped it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Scoreboard wise, we agreed on exactly 1 month in our rankings. So that was awesome. The other
What was
11
that,
were all
March?
different. It was March at 3.
Third? Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Alright.
at least our 11-12 were just flip flopped. Our July and
That's true.
August. And then our 2-minute drill, we went like 3 and 2, disagreeing to agreeing.
Yeah.
So that's a
good.
little balance there. That was fun.
That was, yeah. I'd be real curious to hear what the listeners have to say about the ranking of the months.
Yeah, I am too. I think we'll get some opinions for sure. It'll be
We will
interesting
get
to
some
see.
opinions. So.
I tried to remember everything, all the sporting events happening, and also, take into account that like football isn't the only sport. I tried.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, we're ranking
see.
it based on what we
like. But yeah, tried to be fair.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see what people think.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this drive on 1st and 4. If you like today's conversation, make sure to follow, rate, and share the show. We'll be back next time breaking down the biggest stories and our generational opinions from the 4 major sports. Till then, we'll see you for the next play.
Peace out.